Hey guys, welcome to the podcast. I'm welcomed and glad to officially say that we are Pit-Droid podcasting officially. That's Kage over there. I'm Dave. We're gonna hit the hyperdrive and let's do this thing. Alright, cool. Chapter 14, The Tragedy. Directed by Robert Rodriguez. Plot synopsis. The Mandalorian and the child travel to an ancient site.
Yep. So,
What you got?
one comment about Robert Rodriguez, the director. He actually wasn't intended to be the director for this episode. He was a replacement director. If you weren't aware of that,
For who?
they did not say. They just said that he was not originally picked for this episode, and he just happens to be friends with Jon Favreau.
Yeah. Did he direct in season 1? No?
Nope. He has never done anything within the Star Wars universe. He's done
Cool.
things. He's done Spy Kids, Machete, Alita Battle Angel, and then he's got the new Spy Kids trilogy. I think it's You Can Be a Hero.
Sick. Well, I know that Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni have a very strict director criteria. If you watch Disney The Gallery, where they talk about that kind of stuff for The Mandalorian, it's a tabletop discussion. All of those directors love Star Wars on their own right. There's nobody at the table that's like, who's Luke? There's nobody out there that's it's not happening. So yeah, they make sure that the people that are directing know what they're talking about.
I think he did a great job. Yeah.
Oh wow, yeah. Did he direct an amazing episode? This episode was amazing. It brought back my guy right here, Boba Fett. You probably can't see him. I love that guy. So, Tython. Right away, not even like halfway through the episode. No. Right away. Tython.
Yeah, so Tython. I kind of mentioned it in the last episode. It is considered the birthplace of the Jedi Order. Prior to them moving their temple and the archives to Coruscant, and now when you see it, I mean, all that's left is the one site with the Seeing Stone, and that takes. This used to be way more built up. There was a temple here at one point. You have to take into consideration that this is in the Mandalorian set in 9 BBY, which is before the Battle of Yavin. And it was actually destroyed shortly after the Battle of Yavin by Vader, according to all my research on it anyways. And yeah, I mean, the one thing...
So this is what's left.
Yeah, this is pretty much what's left. It's just
Okay.
the Seeing Stone site is apparently still... The planet itself is considered very, very close to the Force. Those blue butterflies,
Both
I think,
sides, correct?
I believe so, yes. But I think
that's what I understand is that both sides of the Force respect this planet to a degree. They both have ancient respect for this.
Yeah, I think those blue butterflies, I don't know if you noticed those when they were floating around, while they were walking around. I think those are related to the light side of the Force. They have been shown in other Star Wars media, including the comics.
With Anakin, yes.
Yep. Although one thing about Tython that's really interesting is that I believe they made a mistake. There's a quote. So, in the episode, Boba is chasing the Dark Troopers and he sees the cruiser, the Imperial cruiser in the sky. And he says, "The Empire, they're back." But Fennec responds with, "That can't be. The Outer Rim is under the jurisdiction of the New Republic." Well, this planet, Tython, isn't within the Outer Rim, according to Star Wars lore. It's actually in the Deep Core, which is closer to Coruscant, right in the center. So I don't know if this was a mistake and something that they may digitally alter later, or if maybe they're talking about something else. I'm not entirely sure. But thought that was interesting.
Maybe they're changing the on-screen canon of Tython.
It's the
location.
The Filoniverse version.
Yes, entirely possible. So we're here for 2 minutes before somebody interrupts.
Yeah, we got.
I knew right away. I got like goosebumps. Like I saw it, and there was that sound, and like, oh, he's back.
I mean,
Man,
we knew he was going to show. There was no way they could show him in the first episode and not bring him back. I mean, just seeing him flying through the sky. Yeah, no, I couldn't wait. I got goosebumps the moment that happened.
I didn't know if he would have Slave 1 though. I didn't know, if he didn't have the armor.
Yeah, to be
I
honest,
wasn't entirely sure.
It's in better shape than I thought it would be. I mean, it's missing a little bit of paint, but otherwise, I mean, it looks better than the Razor Crest at some points. So,
spoilers, for sure. Yeah.
My only question is, how do they fit more than one person in that? I wish they would give us an inside look of the ship.
I love the ship. I think it's an iconic. I mean, it's an iconic design.
It's unique
about it.
I don't. There's
I've
no
never seen another ship
like
that lands like that and then flies, vertical. It's crazy.
Yeah, it lands on its back.
Yeah, it's like a sea turtle or something.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
But yeah,
so straight into this. So Boba and Fennec. Fennec's back.
Yep, from season 1.
Yep, which I think is cool. I wasn't expecting this, but I love that she's toting the like traditional bounty hunter gear, and that I think it's a nod to Jango in episode 2 with his bounty hunter that he works with right in the beginning of episode 2 that's trying to poison Padme with the
centipede things.
The centipedes.
Yeah, that was the changeling, right?
The changeling, yes. I think it's kind of a nod to that kind of playback relationship.
That is true.
It's super cool.
That armor is very similar to the one that one was wearing. She's just not a changeling. She is. So Fennec at this point, is she like cyborg?
Yeah, she's a cyborg.
But they made a point to show that part of her guts seem to be missing. So.
Oh, they're missing. They're missing for sure. So okay.
I didn't realize that Boba was that skilled of a mechanic, though. Like, they've never really shown him or Jango in any media. I don't think showing them that they're like tech specialists in any way. But I suppose when you're around as long as Boba has been and gone through so much, why wouldn't you pick up those skills?
Maybe he got her help though. Like maybe he didn't do it.
Oh, that makes sense.
I mean, maybe
guiding him through. Like, here, hand me that stapler, hand me that wrench, hand me that Pit-Droid.
I just mean maybe he found her, like left for dead, and then took her to.
Oh, found someone else that could do it.
Not a hospital, but somewhere. Yeah.
What's left of Jabba?
Alley. Yeah, sketchiness. Yeah.
Okay,
for sure.
But yeah, no, Boba was a beast in this episode. Like,
Boba
shows up.
Comes in swinging.
Oh yeah,
comes in swinging.
Like I don't think we've seen anybody really use Tusken gear. Like, you've seen them shoot their guns, but I don't think we've ever seen them use that that like tool that they have, that club.
In my opinion, this was like the most violent thing that I've seen in The Mandalorian and possibly in Star Wars. It was brutal. It was brutal. Yes. I mean, look at that guy. Like, he's like, oh no. It's
not just the way you put that. He's like, oh no, my life flashed before my eyes. No, his life he is gone. I think half of that man's face is gone. Like, it's actually really, I'm surprised how brutal it is, because I mean, throughout Star Wars, I mean, you see them get shot with blaster bolts, but half the time there's never like a scorch mark on the armor. They just, oh, I'm hit. Okay, I'm dead. In this case, the armor is destroyed. Like, how brittle can that armor be to just take a hit from a club like that and it just explode?
Super impressive. I've never seen anything like it. I'd like to see more, and luckily we will, because most likely he's getting his own show.
Oh
But
well, he's at least gonna be in the next episode. At this
oh
point,
yeah,
he is. I don't know if indebted is the correct word here, but I mean he's gonna
he
hold up
thinks
his
so.
part of the deal, which is that the child is returned safely to Mando.
I love this shot. This shot though, it just kind of sealed it for me. Like Boba looks back at them and he's like, "I'm back. This is me," you know.
Yeah, no,
And
that's. I mean, he
I
went.
got this.
I don't think he has any other new tricks to show us. I mean, he even used his knee rocket launcher or whatever, like his knee missiles. He used
Yeah,
everything. So I'm excited.
yeah.
I'm very excited to see what he can do and
He got
seeing.
warmed up real quick, you know, for not being in that armor for a long time.
Right, yeah. I
Yeah,
mean, well, who's to say he hasn't? I don't know. Maybe he's only been out of it for a couple months. Maybe he only just recently traded it over to the Jawas.
true.
I mean, the ship looks like it's in good shape. So, and he says he was tracking
I
the
think he
armor.
lost it when he got out of the Sarlacc pit, and I don't think he was in the Sarlacc pit for
Okay, so
all
that's
that
a
long.
that's a theory I'm curious about. Um, do you think he got out of the Sarlacc pit on his own, or do you think maybe he was rescued by the Jawas? Maybe they just saw the armor down there and they were like, "Oh, we got to get that." So they went down and they're like, "Oh, there's a dude inside of it."
I think it's a combination of the two. I think that all of the different items that you have at your disposal wearing Mandalorian armor, you can probably find your way out. And once you're out, I bet he was like laying there, you know, and then Jawas came up to him and was like, you know, poking him, you know,
Yeah.
and then they probably like saved, like nourished him back to health, and that's when he lost his armor.
So his Tusken gear, then, do you think he's actually friendly with the Tuskens? Do you think he killed a Tusken and just took their stuff? Like, that seems to be what.
Maybe that's all he could get from the Jawas.
I mean, his family line
I
seems
don't
to
know.
like stealing things, so
It's true.
like
Very
their
true.
ship.
Um, so what's next?
We're gonna talk about Grogu and his interest in the Jedi.
I don't think he's very interested, personally.
Uh, I'm mixed because he is utilizing the power at the end of the episode, but the way
That doesn't look like any Jedi power for me, bro.
what the Force choke. I mean,
Yeah, it's
he's not
terrible.
he's not the only Jedi to have used a Force choke, so I
You're
would
right.
I would still say it's inherently dark side. But I mean, you could. Well, was he choking or was he just pushing very violently?
Isn't choking just like pushing really hard on someone?
Yeah,
You
see,
know?
there you go.
Like,
I didn't see him like and just I don't know, man. He was force pulling, force pushing. He was trying to defend himself, but um, I don't know. I'm curious to know what his. I am interested to know his thoughts on the Jedi are because he doesn't really seem all that. He talks to Ahsoka. He doesn't really seem to have too much issue with her,
in the
but
start of the episode, though, Din is like, don't you want to learn more Jedi stuff? And he just goes,
I mean,
like, he
to be
doesn't
fair,
even, like,
I mean, if I was a kid and my parents were like, "What? Don't you want to go back to school and learn X, Y, and Z?" I'd do that too. Screw that.
you wouldn't,
I'm gonna play
you
with
don't
this
want to learn
toy.
more Jedi stuff? Like, Anakin left his mother, 9 years old, to
Uh
go
huh.
learn Jedi stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Grogu's 50,
Uh huh.
and he's like, you want to learn the Jedi stuff?
I mean,
No.
he gives the same. He gives a similar. Actually, he gives a similar grumbly response when he mentions that the Jedi will take care of him. So, I
Yeah,
it makes me
yeah.
feel like he does. I don't know if his issue is so much the Jedi as much as he doesn't want to leave Din's side. And it's obvious Din doesn't want to leave his either. I mean,
For sure.
he seems just utterly broken about the idea of handing the kid over at this point. So I don't know. I'm sticking to my guns. I think the kid's gonna be a Mando. I think he's gonna be a Mandalorian for Clan Mudhorn.
There's actually a discussion that he may be the next, like, the Mandalorian. It's or I think it's the Mandalore is what they actually call it. He would be the next Mandalorian that's a Jedi, and it is very, very rare. Obviously, the two don't like each other, but it has happened, and it would be interesting. It would unite two fractured people that need to be together at this point in Star Wars, I think. So that would be cool, you know? Who knows?
It would be cool. I wonder. I still think that the title The Mandalorian is about the child. I think it is about Grogu. He is the next Mandalorian.
Yeah.
But
I
don't know.
Well, so for that to happen though, we got to get him back. Like
Fair
you
point.
know, we lost him.
Do you think they're going to get him back before the end of the season? Like, where do you think the rest of the season is going to take us?
Oh, off the tip of my head, I don't think we're going to get him back. It's too big of a cliffhanger to leave. Will we see Baby Yoda in season 3 of The Mandalorian? You know, find out next year. You know, who knows?
I think they'll get him back, but I think that there's going to be, I don't know, we might have another same ending of season 2 where I think they're going to have a face-off against Moff Gideon, and he's got his Dark Troopers. So, I mean, that you got Boba, you got Fennec, they're going to help fight off the Dark Troopers while these two are 1v1ing. And then we might have the same thing as the end of season... Sorry, I said the end of season 2, didn't I? The end of season 1, where Moff Gideon survives Darksaber through the exoskeleton of a suit that he's in, or out of the pile of wreckage of whatever Grogu threw at him. I don't know. I don't think it'll be the end of Moff Gideon, but at the same time, I don't think he's... I think he might get defeated, but he's not going to get overthrown. For all we know, maybe Thrawn is going to show up with his fleet at the very end. That'll be our cliffhanger.
I think kind of the opposite of what you're thinking. So I think that Din is going to rally all the people that he can behind him, that he's met, that Cara, probably, oh no, what's his name that had Boba's armor?
Oh, Vanth.
Cobb Vanth.
Yes.
Yep. He's probably going to show up. Anybody that he can rally, Ahsoka is probably going to show up here again. Anybody that he can is going to show up at this last battle. And
they can't do that yet. They got to wait until the end. They got to wait till their end game moment.
No, but I think that they're going to lose. I think that they think they're going to win. They're going to essentially, kind of what you're saying, they're going to maybe defeat Moff Gideon to a degree, not kill him, defeat him, and then Thrawn is going to show up.
I don't know who else.
And Thrawn is going to just, like the White Walkers in Game of Thrones, dude. He is just going to decimate them.
Yeah, no, Thrawn. I think Thrawn's going to show up, lay down the law, and then either somebody's going to be in danger, or there's just that looming threat that's going to be our cliffhanger.
Do you think we're going to see a Jedi that reached out to Grogu? And who?
Oh man, I forgot about that actually. That might be our cliffhanger at the end of... I think that might be our cliffhanger at the end of the season.
Who do you think it'll be?
I think it'll be Ezra, or I should say I want it to be Ezra. I don't like the theory that it might be Mace Windu. I really don't want that to be Mace Windu.
I do like that theory.
Do you think that's what it's going to be?
No. I agree that we are assembling the Filoni-verse. So it's going to be Ezra. It's got to be Ezra.
Or
yes.
Maybe Ahsoka will change her mind.
Maybe that doesn't seem big enough. I think we're going big. I think we're going bigger.
She's got her little saber. It's Grogu sized.
There's I like that one. I like that. There's rumors that it could be Luke Skywalker. He may show up.
I think
because at this point he is searching for uh younglings for his temple,
Yeah,
and if he heard Grogu, he could show up.
that's certainly possible. I could easily see him saying no, just like Ahsoka said no, and maybe that's as far as it'll go. And then Din will be like, "You're gonna take my child whether you like it or not." So nobody tells my baby no.
Maybe
So
that will turn Grogu to the dark side, not being accepted.
that's not gonna. I don't believe that'll happen. I will. I'm gonna circle back to the Mace Windu idea though. I do think if it happens, Mace Windu has to fight with Boba. I don't care who wins, but they have to fight. But Mace is gonna be an old man.
I didn't think about that. They got some unfinished business
I mean
there.
that might be our
Boba and
cliffhanger.
Mace. That might be.
There's gonna be a cliffhanger. We already know there's another season coming, so it's
One of them dies, so they kill each other. For sure.
maybe they'll be best friends. He'll just be like, "Hey man, your dad was a real dick to me. I had to kill him." And he'll be like, "Oh yeah, you were right. He was an ass, and I wouldn't have this armor if it weren't for him dying. So thank you, Mace Windu. Thank you."
Only time will tell if that's how it plays out.
Yeah, I'm gonna start. I gotta start putting down like a pool. I'm gonna start doing probability checks on what I think may happen, or I'll start chucking darts.
I think it's Ezra. That's where I'm still on Ezra.
I do think it's Ezra. I don't want it to be Mace Windu, but if they do make Mace Windu come back, I think they can make it work very well storytelling wise, and I'll be
maybe Mace Windu saved Grogu. After he got thrown out the window, Order 66 happens shortly after. He's laying on the ground and then finds Grogu.
Just wandering in the street.
Maybe Grogu helps Mace Windu.
I mean, maybe. I mean, for all we know, during the youngling scene, Grogu's in the bathroom, and he just like walks back out and goes, "Oh, I gotta go," and just running through the street. Mace Windu, help me. So maybe.
Never thought about that. You don't see any Star Wars bathroom. You do in Mandalorian, though. You do. They do talk about that.
They do talk about that.
Not in the main trilogies, so it's interesting.
Nobody uses the bathroom in the movies.
It's just not interesting enough. It doesn't make it for good television. Unless it goes wrong. And then it's good television.
So, okay. I only got
leave you on that note. Well, no, what you got?
I only got one final note at the moment, which is at the end of the episode, we know that the Razor Crest is no more, and out of the wreckage, he picks up his Beskar spear.
Yes.
Do you think he'll use that in a fight against the Darksaber, or do you think he's gonna do something else with it?
I think he's going to use it in a fight against the Darksaber. And then I think he's going to probably melt it. I don't know. Give it to the armor.
Turn it. No, he's going to become the armorer. Or Boba will become the armorer because he's getting old and crusty. Sand, and then they're going to turn it.
How much Beskar do you need to build a Beskar ship? Is that a possibility? Can you do that? Has that ever been done?
I can't imagine how much Beskar you would need for that, but that'd be pretty sweet.
Be pretty cool.
I don't know. I think one spear of Beskar could probably make a full suit for Grogu.
Oh, I like where you're. See, you're on this. You're still on this. I like it.
No, he's gonna.
I like it.
That's my end game. That's my bet is Grogu. He's gonna be a Mandalorian. He's gonna have little Mando bucket helmet with little ears sticking out, and he's gonna be shooting people's ankles. I'm ready for it. I'm ready.
I want him to get like you were talking about Ahsoka's little saber. That would be awesome.
I could see it. Maybe Ahsoka's in trouble and Grogu like force pulls the little saber and jumps in like Yoda, jumping all over the place.
Not ready for that. That's got to be like season 4. Grogu's gone. We lose Grogu. We almost forget about Grogu. And in season 5, something horrible happens. And then out of nowhere, Grogu comes in like Yoda's flipping all around and saves the day.
Maybe,
oh, no.
maybe. But that's
I can't even imagine.
That's all I got for now. I can't wait for the next episode. Like every episode has just gotten better and better. And
only 2 left.
What can they That's the thing is there's so many doors that have been opened at this point. I can't wait to see what they're going to do. And I think it'll be hard to mess it up.
Oh,
please Dave Filoni, please don't mess it up.
You know what? Honestly, that's something that I do want to touch on is that it's such a great time to be a Star Wars fan. You know, I think no matter what era of Star Wars you're from, you can appreciate this. But you know, the original trilogy, we grew up with the the prequels. Even if you like the sequels, you got to admit Mandalorian is awesome. I mean, the amount of like fan catering that they are doing, giving us Boba and Ahsoka and all this stuff in this season. Like, who would have thought? Like, oh, we learned that his name is Grogu, and that's like not even talked about that much. You know, like there's so much other stuff going on that it's just like, yeah, that's cool, but this went on. Boba smashed in somebody's skull. Okay, like I mean, yeah,
that was his welcome back.
Yeah,
his announcement. I'm back out of retirement. Smack.
It's a great time to be a fan. I'm excited to see all of the future shows, movies. Throw it at me. I'm ready for more Star Wars. Keep it coming. You know.
Yeah.
All right, guys. On that note, I think we're gonna wrap this one up. Thank you for joining us with Pit-Droid Podcasting, and remember, these are not the droids you were looking for.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching our video. If you liked it, please give us a like and subscribe to the channel to keep up with our current work. If you missed the previous video, you can check it out right here. Guess who's back? Back again. Boba's back. Tell a friend. Or get whacked, break your mask.
Okay. Yeah. Boba's back. Break your back.